Hi there and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Amy and I have a somewhat unhealthy obsession with Formula 1. Now, today, as you can tell, we're in a different location. We are currently in the great city of Melbourne for the Grand Prix itself. Currently I'm in a hostel room because my original accommodation screwed me over. So I'm in a hostel room tonight, then going to my actual accommodation tomorrow. So if you hear anything, that is actually why. And clearly we spare no expense on this show, which is why I got my own tiny little microphone and we are in a little hostel room. Okay. And also my laptop that has my scripts on it isn't connected to the Wi-Fi, but lucky I have it backed up on my phone. So this is in fact going to be a very much scuffed edition of the show, but that is, totally fine. Also, I've discovered that these walls are not thick enough. Like, that's the door there, so people can probably hear me speaking right now, and that is slightly terrifying. Anyway, that's what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about the Oz Grand Prix, one of my favourite tracks of the calendar, although I might be slightly biased as an Australian myself. Okay, let's get into it. So currently the Australian Grand Prix takes place at Albert Park Circuit, as it has done since 1996 when it replaced Adelaide as the Australian Grand Prix. The race goes for a total of 58 laps, with the lap distance of this track being 5.278 kilometers. There is a grand total of 14 corners with 4 DRS zones. Only 2 DRS detection points though, so you get a double dose of DRS, which is a little bit fun. It does result in some pretty impressive top speeds, and especially considering this track is technically a street circuit, those walls are still pretty close to the drivers. However, I don't know, I just get more of the traditional racing circuit vibe from Albert Park, but that just means the atmosphere, where it's located, it's not in the city, it's at a park, so it feels like an open one. I know Canada's also technically a street track, it doesn't feel like it, you know what I mean? So it gives me that sort of energy. And yeah, they do pick up some pretty impressive speeds, particularly around the back circuit of the track. I've noticed even when I play the F1 games, or when I walked past there when there's been cars on that back slightly bent curved straight, that's where they pick up a good chunk of speed. Let's talk about 2023, the last time we were here, and it's fair to say that race was pretty chaotic. It was 4 a.m. for me when it was on, because this is when I was living in London, so it was on early. It was too early for my mind to process what was going on, but even then Max Verstappen still won from Lewis Hamilton in second and Fernando Alonso down in third. There was action from the second the lights went out, with Charles Leclerc and Lance Stroll making contact going into turn 3, resulting in the Ferrari driver having to retire from the race. Classic. And the first safety car of the day. Yes, I'm saying first safety car. There was multiple. With the race restarting on lap 3, it was the 2 Mercedes leading the way, with George Russell in first. Max Verstappen was down in third at the time. And let's just say we didn't get going for very long, because after 3 more laps of the circuit, Alex Albon put it into the wall at turn 7. I believe he was running about 6th at this time, which was pretty high for Williams. So he was doing good, just kind of binned it, so Some drivers pitted for tyres at this point, others didn't, because some people just assumed it would be a safety car. That includes your race leader George Russell, who pitted, and Carlos Sainz as well. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, however, both didn't pit, which is, they just didn't. And then there was a red flag after that, so some people obviously got that tyre advantage, and some people didn't. Sucks to suck, I guess. Again, only the first red flag of the day. I told you, this was a very chaotic race. The first restart was a rolling one, with Lewis Hamilton leading the way, with no further incidents occurring, other than a brief bit of contact between Ocon and De Vries upon that start. Nothing too intense or serious. However, it was not long before George Russell's Mercedes decided to catch on fire on the start-finish straight, and we had a virtual safety car to clear away that one. Not another safety car, just a virtual one, so it was fine. Again, it was all chill. Max Verstappen overtook Lewis Hamilton with the handy help of DRS by this point. He was well and truly in the lead. And again, all pretty chill until the closing stages of the race, where people's tyres were starting to give out. Hamilton was complaining about them as per usual. Even Max was a bit with them. He skidded off the track. He only lost like 2.5-3 seconds to Lewis behind, so that gave a bit of jeopardy towards the end. But it all sort of came crashing in, quite literally, when bam, Magnussen found himself in the wall exiting turn 2, which removed the rear right wheel of the Haas and brought out a ton of debris, resulting in another red flag, meaning a 2-lap shootout from the end with no DRS and a standing start. The scenes, when I tell you the scenes, okay? However, this shootout barely lasted one corner, with Sainz sending Alonso into a little spin in the first corner, forcing several drivers to take evasive action. This included the Alpine of Pierre Gasly, and this resulted in the infamous crash between the two teammates, Gasly and Ocon. Yeah. Meanwhile, Sargent's hit De Vries, Perez goes off at turn 1, and Lance Stroll outbrakes himself into turn 3 to take a trip into the gravel, which led to another red flag being called. This race, however, was ended under one final lap under the safety car to officially call the end. So when I say chaos, I mean chaos. Oh, and Oscar got his first F1 points this race, so that was a bit of a slay at his home race, major slay. In terms of this weekend, what are we looking out for? We're looking out for Oscar Piastri, okay, people? It is my man's home race, okay? He got his first points in F1 here last year, as I just said literally 5 seconds ago. He's currently 5th in the driver standings, coming off a 4th place finish in Saudi Arabia. Could that hometown crowd give him just the extra edge to get a podium? He would be the first Australian driver in history to do so, get a podium at his home race. They've never done it before. Like, none of you, not even a podium. Unless we're getting Bottas, because he's kind of an honorary Australian at this point. Have you seen that man's mullet? Okay, he is basically Australian. We claim him. He doesn't have a home Grand Prix. He does now. We claim him. Anyway, also who's to look out for? Carlos Sainz, recovering from appendicitis. Obviously, he was off last week for Ollie. I haven't really spoken about Ollie. He did a really good job last week. I did write a whole video on it, but I was stressed over Melbourne. Anyway, and if you're at the track, I don't know if they're going to be showing these, but if you're at the track, keep a lookout for Mick Doohan and Jack Doohan's hot laps. So Jack will be driving the Benetton B200 around the track, which obviously iconic car, okay, classic iconic car, and to hear that beautiful engine around Albert Park, I'm excited for it. And Mick, his father, obviously Australian biking champion, legend, okay, in the biking scene, legend in Australia in the biking scene, right? Driving back around track to celebrate 30 years since his first world title. Here we go. So yeah, if you're at the track, look out for that. I'm excited for it. I am very excited for it. Here, obviously, are your live timings, Australians. Obviously, we don't really have to worry for once in our lives. Wild. UK, suck it up. Okay, you have a 4 a.m. start. Get up, do it. I do it every week. Other than that, if you don't follow me on my other socials, I recommend doing so, particularly my TikTok. It's this. That's what it is. Go follow it. Because I'm posting a lot there and I'm being obnoxious as hell. So if you want updates from the Australian Grand Prix Live this weekend, like how I met Nico Hulkenberg today. I didn't even say that. I've met Nico Hulkenberg today. That's kind of wild, guys. I met Nico Hulkenberg at the airport because my flight was delayed by 2 hours. But yeah, if you want to do that'll be there. Check out the Instagram too while you're at it. That being said, are you looking forward to the Australian Grand Prix this weekend? Do you think my boy Oscar Piastri is going to be doing well this weekend? Do you think he's not going to be doing well? let me know. Of course, like the video if you liked it, and press the red button to subscribe for more F1 and motorsport related content. And I will see you all in the next one, when we are not sat on the floor of our storeroom. Okay, bye.